Now we have another favorite strategy. I'd call this my second favorite strategy, which actually is more popular than apply and suspend. And it's claim now, claim more later. And that's, let's say, the popular terminology. Karen, who tends to be much more proper and accurate than I, would call this a restricted application. All right, that's probably the more technical term. So what is that? At full retirement age, all right, 66, the higher earning spouse says, I want to collect Social Security, but I don't want to collect it on my record. I want to collect it on my spouse's record. So here you have the higher earner collecting a spousal benefit on the lower earner's record, allowing the higher earner to continue the 8% raises, but at least getting something. Okay? And this was actually more popular. Now, in order to do that, the lower earner must have filed for benefits on their own record. We tended to use this the most when, and it wasn't all that usual, but if the higher earner was younger than the lesser earner. That's when, let's say, circumstances that tended to work out better for this strategy, because she was, or let's say the lower earner, who we generally want to hold off, but the lower earner, it might have made sense if she was already 66 for her to file and then actually start collecting, and then have the higher earner collect a spousal benefit on the lower earner's wages, letting his record continue to increase at 8%. All right. Then when he turned 70, the higher earner would get the maximum amount. All right. So that, let's say, for the people who are grandfathered and existing law, that was a very, and still remains, a very good strategy. All right. What that depended on was the higher earner getting a choice between taking his record or half of his spouse's record, even though that was lower than his record. Okay? So, what's an example? Probably not the best ages, but I wanted to be consistent. His record is higher, they're both 66. He could file for a spousal benefit, collect half of hers, so he's getting $400, while his $2,000 keeps getting the 8% raises, and then no matter who dies first, the survivor will get the higher amount. Again, I don't know if you've noticed this pattern. I keep wanting the higher earner to wait until 70 to collect those 8% raises to protect the annuity for the life of the husband and the wife. Okay? Alrighty, now, under the new law, if you were born before 1954, all right, which means you won't be 62 by December 31st, 2015. So let's say that you are 61 now. You're not going to be 62 until after December 31st, 2015. Guess what? You lose, out of luck, end of story. All right? So I'm 59, I lose. All right? My wife is 60, she will not be 62. We lose, we don't get it. There's some people in the audience that have that problem. So no wiggle room, no way to get grandfathered, nothing. All right? Now, you can't do this anyway before full retirement age. Now, under the new law, let's say that you do qualify because you're older. So let's say that you are 62 or older by December 31st, 2015. All right? You won't be allowed to take you won't be able to take your choice. You will be required to take the higher of the two. All right?
I may have misheard.
All right, well.
So I'm just clarifying for my sake.
Okay.
If you are 62 by the end of this year,
Right.
then you can choose to take a lesser amount.
Oh, all right, I'm sorry, you're right, I misspoke, All right, right, because if you're 62, then you win, you're in.
Yeah.
Okay, so in effect you are grandfathered. Now here's the neat thing about this, and this is why it's not as important. You don't have to do anything. All right, you can just say, hey, I'm 62, I'm just going to sit on my butt and do nothing. The April 30th date is going to come and go, and I'm still going to be able to file a restricted application and get half of a spousal benefit, even though I am taking the lower of the two possibilities. All right? If you are not yet 62, then you just won't be able to do this whole strategy. I think that that's more fair.